Hello, Net and YouTube. So, we're going to overthrow Trump. We're going to overthrow Putin. We're going to overthrow Netanyahu. And you could say they fell right into our trap to kidnap Maduro. They fell right for our trap because, it's crazy how much everything they do is a trap. How they're in a trap, and everything Trump-Putiners do is a trap, and it ultimately is a trap for them. Like, take the ICE agents. ICE agents have been kidnapping people. They took their $50,000 bonuses or whatever to kidnap people. It was kind of like a trick. Hey, who would take $50,000 to go kidnap their neighbors? These people would. Well, now that we've identified them, if we can somehow make up for as much of the damage as they've done as we can, automatic citizenship for everyone they contacted and compensation for everybody, and then put them all in prison for life and put all their enablers in prison for life and say, well, that's what you get. You guys fell for the trap. You took the $50,000 to kidnap. Well, that's one way to stop them. That's one way to make good on these things, to get rid of the bad people who carried them out. But it's a trap. So Trump kidnapped Maduro. He said he was because he was a drug trafficker. And then at the same time, Trump released a drug trafficker, a convicted drug trafficker. And to me, everybody talks about how that's ironic, but we need to talk about how that means Trump is a drug trafficker. Donica Putinsky, it means he's a drug trafficker. Like, he released a drug trafficker and kidnapped another drug trafficker. He took a side in a drug war. That makes Trump a drug trafficker and a drug trafficker, a trafficker of drug traffickers. So this seems really clear to me. I feel like if his basis for kidnapping Maduro in the first place was, well, Maduro's a drug trafficker, it's like, well, you're obviously a drug trafficker, so who's going to kidnap you? The EU? Bueller? Anyone? Anyone? Who's going to kidnap Trump? Will it be the EU? Will it be Americans? Will it be Claudia Sheinbaum, president of Mexico? Who will kidnap Trump? Will it be, um, what's his name? And what is his name up in Canada? Who's going to kidnap Trump? Like, it's welcome. We're looking forward to anybody doing it. Will Putin do it? Will Putin come pick up his kid, Donica Putinsky? Why didn't Trump kidnap Putin? Why didn't he kidnap his daddy Vladdy? So if we're gonna be kidnapping people, if we're gonna be kidnapping presidents, why didn't Trump kidnap Daddy Vladdy? We're at war with him. You know, he's probably a drug trafficker too, but Trump's a drug trafficker. We've just verified that by him freeing one drug trafficker and kidnapping another drug trafficker, according to him. So, why doesn't somebody kidnap Trump? I think, like, at this point, the interest that everyone in the world has in kidnapping Trump and having Donica Putinsky removed from office by any means whatsoever, but especially kidnapping. I really like kidnapping for the poetic justice of it. I think if you kidnap Trump and you give him a TV and you let him tweet, you let him put out his truths and stuff, that's going to be the best result, because his supporters won't want to go out and do terrorism. They want to hear what Trump has to say next, right? So it keeps them calm. He'll get to watch his trials and stuff on TV, which will ultimately shame him. Like, he'll get to see how much everybody turns against him. Even his former supporters turn against him to where everybody hates him. And he'll see that on TV, and he'll see it on his phone. I think kidnapping Trump, or, arresting Trump, capturing Trump. Again, it doesn't matter which country does it. I was just joking. Turks and Caicos can do it, Any of these countries you've never heard of before can do it. Anybody can kidnap Trump. There'll be American heroes for doing it. Maybe Americans will do it. I've said for years, how many veterans would it take to arrest Trump? How many Girl Scouts would it take to arrest Trump? How many Ukrainian refugees would it take to arrest Trump? I think single digit numbers really for any of the answers to these questions. But the point being, fuck this dude. We've been done with him, okay? We don't have to, wait for the next president for him to, no, somebody can kidnap Trump. We're looking forward to that. We're going to celebrate that. We should be baking cakes for these days. And these days should be soon. It should be this week. Once he keeps, you know, breaking tradition, once he keeps doing all this stuff, why wait any longer? What's the point of waiting any longer when he's already set all the precedent we need to do it to him? It's so obvious. I just woke up. So I did say I might ban Trump Hooteners, like I might mute Trump Hooteners so they're not allowed to speak in the live. Um, I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see if I need to do that or not. I generally like debate. I usually don't mute anybody just because fuck Charlie Kirk, you know? Like, he's not the one who did that, going to bully high school kids or whatever, going to bully college kids. Hi, from Carol in England. Hello, Carol in England. Nice to meet you from Puffin in USA and Venezuela, because we are all Venezuela now. He might try to put us in concentration camps in Venezuela. In England, you're probably aware that when Germany invaded Poland, they put concentration camps there. Well, when Trump invades Venezuela, he's probably going to try to put concentration camps there, right? That's kind of his thing. So, this would be a good time to stop Trump, okay? Just like he's doing a genocide in Gaza, but then he's going to genocide his genociders, and it would be wise for them to stop that genocide and turn on the people who are going to genocide them next while they still have a chance. Just saying. Oh, no, I don't want your address. Why? Why would I want your address? Nobody ever wants to see you. I don't think you, no, I don't overestimate the American public. Based on what? I'd like to have this conversation. I think you underestimate the American public. You don't seem like you're a Trump Trump-Hooteneer. Maybe you are. Are you a Trump Trump-Hooteneer? Do you support Trump? Are you a traitor to America, or are you American? I mean, if you're against America because you're a Trump Trump-Hooteneer, then I can understand how you would be downplaying the American public. But let me know what side you're on so I know who I'm talking to. The chances of them ever stopping anything is near zero. Well, what do you think of the chances of Ukraine defeating Russia? Let's talk about that for a second. What do you think of the chances of Ukraine taking Russia as a country? I would call you left, and I would not call you left. I'm a leftist. You say you're independent. I would not call you a leftist. I would probably call you a troll, but I wouldn't call you a Trump Trump-Hooteneer. So I'll talk to you. Hello, Evan Wallace. Nice to meet you. Just talking about how Trump kidnapped the president of Venezuela, said he was a drug trafficker, but Trump freed another drug trafficker. And that's not ironic. Irony is not a crime. Hypocrisy is not a crime. It's drug trafficking. Drug trafficking is a crime. Trump kidnapped a drug trafficker and let another drug trafficker go because he's a drug trafficker. He's a drug trafficker. He's a trafficker of drug traffickers. Trump chose a side in a drug war. Trump's a drug trafficker. Anybody can kidnap him now. Case closed. Trial concluded. Guilty. Kidnap. You see where I'm coming? So are you a leftist or am I a leftist? Which one's a leftist here? Shadow. Which one of us is a leftist? Holy shit. You already put... Hold on. Don't forget this part. Okay. Sorry, we had Nazis here. You're literally inventing a bunch of nonsense to my words. What do you mean? What, to your words? You're not American, right? Because no one in America would make a sentence like that. So you're not American, but what's your next sentence? America should have stopped him before. Okay, so you're obviously not American because you're referring to America as you should have stopped him before. America will not riot up. I think you meant rise up. You're not American. No, you're not American. You just revealed you're not American. You made a completely un-American statement when you said you're literally. You did spell your correctly, so you're more intelligent than most trolls. But you're literally inventing a bunch of nonsense to my words. To my words. Nobody says that in America, dude. America should have stopped him before. America will not ride up like underwear. He's not saying anything. He's weird. He's logical. Yes, I'm American. LOL. I don't know. I doubt it, dude. I'm in Detroit right now. You're bad at reading people. No, you think you're a leftist. You're not a leftist, dude. I just said we have proof that Trump should be kidnapped right now. We have like precedent for kidnapping Trump right now. Anybody in the fucking world can kidnap Trump right now. And what's your response to that? Maybe you're the one who's bad at reading people. Okay, you said you're independent, but how do you feel about kidnapping Trump right now? You independent, not leftist person who LARPs as a leftist on the internet? Watch nothing happen. I'm talking about anybody kidnapping Trump. I didn't say Americans. Americans could do it. How many Girl Scouts would it take to arrest Trump? How many veterans would it take to arrest Trump? How many Ukrainian refugees would it take to arrest Trump? How many Venezuelan refugees would it take to arrest Trump? It's like a couple dozen tops of any of those categories, but it's more like a handful. Cuba is not next, dude. America's next. Regime change here. Watch it, dude. We're going to take Trump down, or somebody's going to take Trump out. If they kidnap Trump, if Turks and Caicos kidnaps Trump, they'll be American heroes. We will love forever anybody who takes Trump away, especially if you take Trump away and you let him watch his trials and stuff. You let him watch the celebrations on TV. You let him tweet out to his 3 or 4 remaining supporters. Then they won't go do terrorism because they'll be too fixated on what's Trump gonna truth next from the dungeons of the Dominican Republic. Like, I do not care who kidnaps Trump, right? It doesn't matter. He should be kidnapped. He just set the precedent for kidnapping a drug dealer. Well, he's a drug dealer. We have more proof that Trump is a drug dealer than Maduro. So kidnap his ass. I don't know where you guys are coming from, but you're an American if you disagree with that. Let's read your comments. I'm independent, and hello, spirit brothers and sisters. Hello, it's Bear Paw. Hello, Joseph. Nice to see you again. Nice to see you, spirit brother and sister. What did you think about regime in Iran? I'm against the regime in Iran, but like, I'm not against it the way Trump's against it. He wants to topple the regime in Iran for killing protesters. But what about Israel killing all the people in Gaza? Why doesn't he want to topple the Israeli regime? They just killed, I don't know, 100,000 times more people in Gaza than Iran just killed? 100,000 times more. So if Iran killed 9 people, Israel just killed 900,000 people. So why not a regime change in Israel? Why not bomb Israel? You know? You want to bomb Iran? Why not bomb Israel? Why not bomb Israel 900,000 times more than you bomb Iran? Because they've killed. My opinion on the Greenland situation. I'm glad you asked, Maria. I'm of European descent. A lot of my ancestors were from Europe. I think everybody in America with European ancestry should say, we're on Europe's side of this. Take Trump. Take Trump. Don't let Trump take Greenland. Take Trump. Actually, I said, to answer your question even better, I said months ago, Greenland shouldn't have let Vance leave Greenland. Greenland should have taken Vance hostage and said, you'll get Vance back when you stop talking about when you leave office. You know, it's like when my 6th grade teacher took my comic book and gave it back to me at the end of the year. You get Vance back when you leave office and you've stopped talking about Greenland. Every time you mention Greenland, Trump, we're keeping Vance another year after you leave office. That's what Greenland should have done. They should have taken Vance hostage. Okay, so Danish, you're Danish. Don't you agree? Greenland should have taken Vance hostage months ago. They should not have let him leave Greenland and said, we'll let Vance out of Greenland in 3 years or whenever Trump is gone if you stop talking about Greenland. That's what they should have done. Do you agree? Because I'll agree with you. If you want to take Trump, if you want the Danish, Swedish, whatever Secret Service to come kidnap Trump, I'll help you do it. And any American will help you do it. We need to talk about this. Okay? This person who says we should take Greenland, I've seen this person before. They're a Nazi. They're a Trump boutonniere. I'm going to leave their comments so the Nazi hunters can hunt them down. But we're not going to read them. I mean, well, they're saying they can take Greenland, and Greenland is an American clay. They're blood and soil in it, right? Because they're Nazis. We need to turn the Zionists against their Nazi masters. Okay? We need to turn Europe into Canada. I've been saying for months as well. Canada and Mexico. Mexico, come get your kid. Texas. Canada and Mexico, annex half of USA each. Facilitate land back to the indigenous people. In the meantime, automatic citizenship for everyone ICE contacts. Round up these Trumpers and put them in the camps that they plan for us. Deport them all to Siberia. Don't give them a fucking blanket. Let them huddle together. 2 camps. 2 camps for their 2 genders. Camps very far away in Siberia. Take care of this fucking infestation we have. Okay, you know what Putin was embarrassed over? So suddenly, you know what Putin was, lambasted over. So suddenly you adore Putin. I don't know who adores Putin. I didn't see, I mean, I'm sure the Trump Putineers adore Putin, but I didn't see their comment. Well, Putin is their master. Putin is the master of Trump, who is their master. So yeah, Putin is their master. Oh, don't worry. If somebody kidnaps Trump, it won't matter whether they're a foreigner or whether they're American. Let's pin the fuck Donald comment. That's a good comment. Fuck BJT. Fuck Donica Putinsky. Fuck Krasnov. Fucking traitor. And don't think that we don't remember what the penalty for treason is. It's death. And that's for all the traitors. That's for everybody who's MAGA. Oh yeah, FBI. Them too. Don't think that the FBI, TMU, KGB, the one FBI agent who whistleblows on the rest of them is not a traitor. Put that in your fucking pipe and smoke it. The one whistleblower is the only one who's not a traitor. No, dude. I got the Holy Spirit on y'all's asses. I'm going to go ahead and curse all the Trump Putineers in comments, and I'm cursing Trump and Putin and Netanyahu through you. And I hope the Nazi hunters do hunt you down based on your comments in this chat. But honestly, I hope the curses get you first. I hope the Nazi hunters just find what happened to you and just confirm how fucking magic works. Joseph Bearpaw says, sad USA should take Greenland. That's idiotic. Well, they're not taking it. The EU should take America. Like, we will help. There's a lot of Americans with European ancestors who will remember their roots and help Europe take this country. There's a lot of us here. Yeah, we're going to overrun these fucking Nazis. If we lose the country but get rid of the fucking Nazis, we still win. If America is no longer America but we get rid of the goddamn Nazis, we won. And if America stays America and we get rid of the Nazis, we won. Okay, if I misread you, but I asked you a simple question. What do you think about somebody kidnapping Trump? Let's read what your answer was. Let's read all your comments. Okay, let's see how this works out for you, Shadow. I said I'm independent, actually. I agree with that, but nobody will do it. Okay, so you agree with that. You do agree with that. I'm sorry, I missed your comment. Watch nothing happen. You think nobody's going to kidnap Trump. Well, hold on. Let's come back to it. Bro, you are so bad at reading people. I said I agree with it, but nobody will do it. Okay, I didn't see you say that, so I'm sorry for that. My fault. And, well, it's the trolls' fault. They shouldn't be here. I should have muted the trolls like I said I would. You're just being naive. Nobody is going to take out Trump. Oh, who's being naive? Do you just, like, you criticize Trump, but you have a weird respect for him or have some idea that the Misser was a crisis actor, dude. The Misser wasn't trying. The Misser shot a teleprompter and a fireman. Okay? Like, are we on the same page here? Like, nobody's tried because the left is not really violent. Anyway, let's get the rest of your comments. And I appreciate your comments. You have some good comments. I'm glad that we agree. And I'm sorry for thinking the other. Yes, you're in Detroit. Okay. They literally control Congress. Not all of Congress. And we're about to change Congress. And we should talk about how the only Congress we should support are ones who are going to execute Trump. Talk about on the campaign trail, we're going to execute Trump. We're going to execute all Trumpers who stick with him. We're going to start with Trump and Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito, and Elon Musk and stuff. We're going to start with him, but then we're going to work our way the fuck down. But we're going to start with executing them on fucking TV. Okay? Fuck these motherfuckers. Okay? And those are the congressmen we're going to vote for this term, this year. Or they're not going to let us vote anyway, so we're just going to have to fucking do it. Okay, let's read the rest of your comments. They literally control Congress. The only countries capable are in NATO. What does that have to do with it? Trump's against NATO. Trump's an enemy of NATO. It's actually, therefore, their duty as members of NATO to stop the attack on our country, a member of NATO, from Trump and Putin. NATO needs to take America right now. We want that. Americans want that. I'm glad you agree with me. Nobody's going to declare on war on the U.S. preemptively and take Trump. Why not? It's not preemptively. I just explained that. He attacked NATO. He's attacking NATO. He's threatening to attack other NATO countries. This math is not fucking hard. It's time for Europeans to take Trump, since we're too fucking weak to do it, apparently. You also agree that Americans are too weak to take Trump. Americans, veterans, no veteran in America gives enough of a fuck about America. All their buddies that got killed, they don't bother them that much. They don't think about them that much. They don't give a fuck about their buddies that got killed for this country. They're not going to do shit against Trump. Veterans are a bunch of fucking pussies, right? That's what we agree on? All veterans are a bunch of fucking shell-shocked pussies. Ain't going to do shit for this country. There aren't even fucking 12 veterans in this country that would put together a strike team that would be celebrated in movies that are for the rest of our history. Right? Are we in agreement on that? All veterans are a bunch of pussies? That's what we're saying here? Just put a yes in chat. Are we agreeing that all veterans are a bunch of pussies? Because you can't even find 12 of them that would put together a strike force to fucking take out Trump. That's what you're telling me? You're just super pessimistic. But are you telling me that all veterans are a bunch of fucking pussies? You're telling me that all veterans are a bunch of shell-shocked pieces of shit. Every veteran of every war. You're telling me every veteran of every American war is such a shell-shocked piece of shit that they couldn't put together a strike force to take out Trump. You're telling me that. Let's just be clear. Because you said you were on the left, right? Are you on the left? No, I don't think that. Okay, so you're not calling all veterans pieces of shit? But I also can't empathize with them. Who's trying to empathize with veterans? Fuck them. Ain't nobody saying shit. Girl Scouts. How many Girl Scouts would it take? How many Ukrainian refugees? How many Venezuelan refugees? Do you know how many people got shot here in Colorado for celebrating Trump kidnapping the Venezuelan president? You know how many people got shot for that? You think people here don't give a fuck? You know how many people got killed in Colorado for celebrating Trump? Y'all didn't hear about that shit, did you? All right. Let's hear what you had to say. We have the European here in Denmark. People are afraid of Trump. We're not afraid of him in America. We don't give a fuck about Trump in America. We're all afraid of Hitler too, his idol. Even kids are constantly asking if Trump will do something awful to our country. We'll raise them to get revenge. You know? We don't need to wait for what Trump does. Okay? Anybody who takes Trump out is an American hero. We don't care what country you're from. You come kidnap Trump, he's already set the precedent for it. He kidnapped a drug dealer, and he's a drug dealer. Done. Dude, fuck the FBI. You're all bootlicking the FBI? You want to get on your fucking knees for the FBI and treat the FBI like Donica Putinsky treated Bill Clinton. That's what you want. You want to suck some FBI dick. You want to suck off Kash fucking Patel. You want to get your tweezers out. You want to push away the Mossad. You want to push the Mossad to the side so you can suck Kash Patel's dick. Fuck the FBI. Fuck the Timu, KGB, FBI. They're all fucking traitors. Watch what happens to the goddamn FBI. Fucking protecting Groyper fall guys, protecting Groyper actual shooters. That's what your fucking traitor FBI did. Oh, by the way, cursing all Trump Putineers in chat, cursing every Trump Putineer and their families and their fucking terrorist networks, and cursing Trump and Putin and Netanyahu through them. Because I'm not waiting for the fucking authorities. I'm cursing y'all with the authority of Jesus. Fuck y'all. Report this, bitch. You fucking Nazi piece of shit. Go talk. You got a mom? Call your fucking mom. Use your phone to call your mom right now. I don't care if you reported me. Dude, I report you Nazis all the time. Net and YouTube ain't gonna do shit. Yeah, snitch. Snitches get stitches, you fuck. Watch what happened to that McDonald's lady. He called the cops on Luigi. Everybody fucking hates her. She's probably not even alive anymore. Everybody hates that bitch. Fucking dumbass snitch. Okay, besides, I cursed you. I cursed you and your family. I cursed you and Trump and Putin and Netanyahu through you. YouTube ain't no goddamn liberal. YouTube's Nazi as fuck. But they ain't getting me. Works for conservatives for decades. You know that political correctness, suddenly all that political correctness people do, nowhere to be found. No, I'm not a Nazi, dude. You're a Nazi who lives in Germany. They should hunt you down. You're breaking the law right now. You're breaking the law supporting Nazi shit in Germany. It's supposed to be against the law in Germany to support Nazi shit, but you're in here being a Nazi in Germany. They should hunt you down, Chamber House. Okay. Sorry, you guys can block the Nazis. I'll let y'all block the Nazis. I'm going to leave them in there because Nazi hunters can hunt them in the future from the replays of the chats. And in the meantime, I'm going to curse these motherfuckers. Do you believe that more hate will make the world a better place? No, I think we should stamp out the hate, including with physical powers like the authorities, but especially with spiritual powers. We should stamp out the hate. It's what you call jihad. Trump's congestive heart failure is already doing Trump in us anyway, but that's the whole point. If Trump's going to die this year, according to these shamans, Trump's supposed to die this year. He needs to see the fucking shit crumble. He needs to see everybody hate him first. He doesn't just get to die and not see this shit with his earthly eyes. Oh yeah, I hate Nazis. Somebody asked if my hate was okay. I hate Nazis, pedophiles. If you don't hate Nazis and pedophiles, what the fuck's wrong with you? Yeah, I hate Nazis and pedophiles. I hate Trump Putineers. You got a problem with that? Then I cursed you too. It just got worse for you and your family. Seriously, if you have moms, if you support Trump and you're in this chat and you have a mom, go call that bitch right now. Go call that fucking bitch right now. Get off this live. Use your phone to call that bitch of a mom you got that raised a goddamn Nazi. Better do it. You're going to wish you had. I bet Greg Biffle's family wishes he'd called his fucking mom. All right. Dude, I ain't throwing the word around. If you're a Nazi and it hits you, if I called you a Nazi and you got hit by that word, fuck you. You also got cursed, you dumb bitch. You got your family cursed, Cassandra. Was your name Cassandra? You have a name like Cassandra and you walked right into a curse like that, you dumb fucking bitch. You didn't even live up to your... Look at Cassandra's channel activity. Joined 5 years ago, has 0 subscribers. Cassandra Orlus Rex. Cassandra Orius? Cassadorius. Oh my gosh, it wasn't even Cassandra. My joke isn't any good anymore. I made a joke about you being able to see the future, but you couldn't because you're a dumb bitch. Cassadorius Rex 4203. You don't get to have 420 in your name either. No, pedos are... Dude, that's what you guys are. Oh, I'm sorry. Were you calling out the Nazis in chat? I'm sorry. I thought you were talking to me. But you did say the re word. You said the re word that nobody in America has said since the 80s. Learn how to read, but you said the re word that only Russian trolls say. Have y'all noticed that only Russian trolls say the word re? Like, I can't even say the word because only Russian trolls say it. It's a word that starts with re. Your mom is a hooker. That's why you're acting like that. Where was that intelligent person? There was an intelligent person in chat. I gotta pull up their comments again. Damn, why are all you Nazis in chat, dude? Y'all need to go call your moms. You pedo Nazi Trump-Putineers. Trump-Putineers is just shorthand for pedo and Nazi. Somebody said they started supporting Trump because of me. So it should say they stopped supporting Trump. Brother, your curse not's going to work. Oh, yeah, it was going to work. Don't worry. He's live streaming on YouTube while saying they won't get him. Won't get him? What do you mean? Works for conservatives for decades. You know that. Oh, yeah, Joseph's cool. Let's just read Joseph's comments for a little while. Those are the good ones. Okay. Greenland is part of NATO. Trump's and the Heritage Foundation are cretins of the highest order. I'm independent and hello, spirit brothers and sisters. Deployment to can you guess where? Greenland is part of NATO. Trump's and the Heritage Foundation are cretins of the highest order. That's called imperialism, Sonny Chu. You know what Putin was lambasted over, so suddenly you adore Putin? Sonny Chu. Sonic Chu. Sonic Shoe. Sorry. Said USA should take Greenland. That's idiotic. TDS is claiming you're free thinker, but simp for Trump, nutsack. It is fascism. When you're purposely trying to replace the Constitution with a goddamn theocracy. The House of Representatives are flipping. Good, good. Or we're flipping on Trump? Good. Maybe even before midterms. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant, is that the people in the House are already flipping. Marjorie Taylor Greene's dumbass should have stayed in the House and voted against Trump. Her dumbass quit. She quits tomorrow, I guess, is her last day. Well, fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene anyway. Trump's congestive heart failure is already doing Trump in. Anyway, works for conservatives for decades. You know, with all that political correctness, suddenly all that political correctness, people know where to be found. Full of hate, that's what the conservative Christian nationalists have as their lifeblood. Even they get all the power, they still cry about how they're the victims. Yeah, Zionists and Christian nationalists, they're one wing of the Trump terrorist network. Zionists and Christian nationalists are one wing. Groypers are the other wing. Klansmen, Nazis, straight up Nazis. That's the other half of it. So the Zionists teamed up with the Nazis. Christian nationalists are kind of like the glue holding them together. But they're going to turn on the Zionists and the Christian nationalists when the time comes. Like, they're Nazis. Like, you're dealing with Nazis. Yeah, the art kicks your ass, dude. Ukraine is kicking Putin's ass, and all the world is behind Gaza and hates all the genociders. Many is already leaving in the Senate. Joseph says, many is already leaving in the Senate. 7+ are leaving out of the Senate. Wow. Fuck Trump, dude. But the thing is, we don't need to replace him with people that say we need to move on. We need to replace him with people that say we need to execute Trump, Clarence Thomas, Samuel Alito. Yeah, America's not Christian, you dumb fuck. We got any Marines in chat? So yeah, somebody's beautiful and from Denmark. And if you want to impress them, you could help us kidnap Trump. Y'all getting ready? Bad Bunny. Oh yeah, Denver Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl. Go Broncos. Woohoo. We got this. It's going to be freaking awesome. I don't care if Russia wins. Russia's going to lose, though. Russia's going to lose being a country. That's the beautiful part about it. Is Russia's going to lose being a country. I like your fingerprint pics in the background. Re-re's are good with paint. Again, only Russians say the word re. All you're doing is confirming you guys are Russian as fuck. Oh, who do I think is going to make the Super Bowl? I don't care who makes it, besides the Broncos. The Broncos are going to beat whoever else makes it. It doesn't matter who they are. The Broncos. Who do you think is going to make it to the Super Bowl? The Broncos. And the Broncos are going to make it through the Super Bowl. I don't know who else is going to make it through the Super Bowl. I don't even want to guess right now. I just want to say the Broncos are going to make it and the Broncos are going to win. Who do you think's gonna make it? Who do you think's gonna win? Sorry, I missed your comment before. Since you seem like a normal person, let me. You said what teams? Let me see if you left any other comments. I hope Trump doesn't ruin the Super Bowl. You know, he might not last that long. If anybody was doing their job, Trump wouldn't make it until the Super Bowl, right? He would be out of. He might be able to watch it from his cell. I wouldn't be opposed to him watching it from his cell. I'm not like mean. He's reading the comments, Casadorius. He's just taking time. Stop the hate. Should I read Casadorius' comments? Were they important? If I didn't read your comments and you want me to read your comments, just put an emoji in the chat or something and I'll read all your comments. I agree with you. Denver is my pick as well. Yes, thank you. I'm here in Denver, or in the Denver area, so I love it, dude. I'm so excited for the Broncos. Go Broncos! We got this. You can check out my hashtag Bronco Obama cult. It's for witches doing magic to help the Broncos win. So it works. 14-3. So yeah, Denver's my pick as well. Thank you. What is your name? Leah? Lee? Lee. Thanks, Lee. Thanks for talking with me. Sorry about the Nazis in chat. I'm not going to take the time to block them just because they're annoying, but I'll only read the anti-Trump comments. Oh, Trump may try to mess with the Super Bowl broadcast. And he might try to kidnap people there. He might try to do all sorts of stupid stuff. We should probably go ahead and arrest Trump before then. Or kidnap him, whatever. It doesn't matter. You can kidnap him now because he set the precedent for that. You can kidnap a drug dealer, and Trump just pardoned a drug dealer and kidnapped another drug dealer, supposedly. So he's a drug dealer. He's a drug trafficker because he picked one side of a drug war or something. And so he's a drug trafficker, so you can kidnap him. Anybody can kidnap Trump now. Donica Putinsky is what I call him. No, this is Winsley. He represents the good sides winning against the genocides. Winsley represents the good sides winning against the genocides. Winsley represents the Broncos winning against her. Winsley represents all sorts of stuff. He's a felon after all. He's a felon after all. Yeah, Trump's an evil. He's the Antichrist. But we can shift people from the Antichrist Trump to the real Jesus. And if you're not into the real Jesus, that's cool too. But Jesus is very useful for shifting people from the Antichrist Trump. Winsley says, fuck genocide. Hell yeah. Dude. Winsley. Yeah, dude. Winsley is against genocide. Supporting Trump because others are aware of how horrible Trump is for this nation. Way to give up your fragile spine. I'm going to make sure I've read all of Joseph's comments because he always leaves good comments. Okay, yes, many is already leaving in the Senate. 7+ are leaving out of the Senate. They know they're going to have to run for governors. That's where they're crawling to. Unfortunately for the GOP, their platform of unaffordability has already handedly caused more political damage to the GOP than Democrats were not able to do. A lot of Democrats weren't trying to damage the GOP. They're trying to stave off attacks from the left on their party. They're trying to support a genocide. Too many Democrats are trying to protect their genocide. So centrist Democrats are for one genocide. Progressive Democrats are for 0 genocides. Centrist Democrats are for 1 genocide. The Republicans are for the genocide in Ukraine, Gaza, and America. And then the right-wing Republicans, like the Super MAGA, the Groypers, are for the genocides in Ukraine, Gaza, America, and Israel. Like, don't think they're not coming back. They're not going to pick up where they left off. Supporting Trump because others are aware of how horrible Trump is for this nation. Way to give up your fragile spine. Thanks for all the great comments, Joseph. Winsley. Yeah, Winsley's the bomb, dude. Look at Winsley. He was just duetting some good videos earlier. Winsley's smarter than Winsley's smarter than all MAGAs put together. Winsley's smarter than Putin, Trump, Netanyahu, and all of their minions put together. And his head is full with stuffing. And he's smarter than all of them. It's kind of sad. Go Broncos! Yeah. Boo Trump, go Broncos. You'll love the Bronco Obama cult. You're perfect for the Bronco Obama cult. Don't let the word cult put you off. We had a Klansman in a witches group chat in Denver, and the Klansman was talking about how the Klan was just a social club. He's just a typical Trump-ootineer, you know? And so because we were like, for Obama, this was way back in the day. We were like, for Obama and the Broncos, we started doing magic for the Broncos, and Broncos had a 6-game winning streak, and then we quit doing the magic and they lost. But it was Josh McDaniels, like fuck him. But then I started doing it again this year because the Broncos, and we best record, number 1 seed. We got the bye week. So check out the Bronco Obama Cult. I've been doing some videos, just one long word, Bronco Obama Cult. They share the O. BroncOBamacult. Bronco Obama Cult. So welcome to the Bronco Obama Cult. And Witch Clan. Yeah, I'm a witch. I've told you dozens of times I curse the Trump Hooteniers in chat. Anybody who supports Trump, they get themselves and their families cursed. Did y'all see what happened to Charlie Kirk? Did y'all see what happened to that NASCAR driver? Did y'all see what, like, it's happening. Like, fuck these people. So we're cursing them with magic. Did y'all see what the ice voodoo doll in New Orleans that kicked ice out of New Orleans? Like, scared all the ice out of New Orleans and made them all sick and die? Like, we're not fucking around. Okay, yeah, we want justice through the justice system, but in the meantime, we're cursing these motherfuckers. And I'm cursing Trump and Putin and Netanyahu. I'm cursing all the Trump Putineers in chat. And I'm cursing Trump and Putin and Netanyahu through the trolls in chat. So they will have done some good. Against their will, against Putin's will, they will have done some good in their life because they carried a curse to their masters, Trump and Putin and Netanyahu. And this shit's over, dude. Watch it. It's going to be collapsing real soon. We're taking down Trump, taking down Putin, taking down Netanyahu. Let me read the rest of your comments. You left a good comment. Marie has left many comments. Marie, you might also like the Church of Judas. Church of Judas replaces all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and Trumpism. Okay, Marie says, I'm Danish. What is your opinion of the Greenland situation? Is that, I told you that they should have taken J.D. Vance hostage and said, don't mess with our country, you'll get him back after you leave office. I'm glad to hear, definitely. And if you talk about Greenland, every time you talk about him, we're keeping J.D. Vance another year. That's what they should have done. I'm sorry if Winsley doesn't agree with that. Here in Denmark, people are afraid of Trump, even kids constantly asking if Trump will do something awful to our country. That's another thing. People don't talk about one of the worst things Trump and his terrorists do is just ruin kids' childhoods. Like, all these kids are so negatively affected by the existence of Trump. And once he's gone, it'll be like Santa every day. Do you believe that more hate will make the world a better place? No, I think we should stamp out hate. But if we have to stamp out hate by hating hate, like I curse MAGA, you got to do what you got to do. Yes, I painted the pictures. She said, I like your pictures. Did you make them? Yes, I painted the pictures. What do you think about the healthcare system in the U.S.? Do you wish it could be free for all like here in Denmark? Yes. And I do think that the simple way to do that is while they're having the premiums skyrocket, just to say, stop paying your premiums. Stop paying the insurance industry. Let the insurance industry collapse. Send your medical bills to the White House and send Jasmine Crockett to the White House, or send AOC to the White House. Universal health care. What do you think universal health care is? Once we have universal health care, we won't need insurance companies anymore, so let them collapse. Trump wants to cancel insurance for all poor, middle class, and upper middle class people, so only rich people have insurance. Let it collapse. Fuck it. If only rich people are going to have it anyway, let it collapse. If everybody stops paying their insurance, that shit collapses. It's just a boycott of insurance. It's just a way for it to fail. See, remember the Republicans used to threaten us with a good time and say that Obamacare was designed to fail into socialized health care. Well, it hasn't failed yet because they can subsidize it or whatever. They can prop it up. They can make it work. But if it does fail, because the Republicans have done everything they can do to make it fail, if it does fail, what does it fail into? Socialized health care. So we just need to get out ahead of that and say, yeah, that's what we want. Socialized health care, universal health care. And send AOC or Jasmine Crockett to the White House to make it happen. Okay. Americans thinking they have to say to talk about other countries' genocides. Let's read all your comments real quick. Maybe you just rolled into the live and you don't know what I'm talking about. Fuck genocide. What Americans do when they invaded? Genocide. I don't know if you think you're against me. Okay, you think that I'll end up in a psych ward because I'm more leftist than you. Let's just prove that real quick. This guy will end up in the psych ward 2-3 months, 100%. Please, Trump, don't do anything to Denmark. Their women are too beautiful and extremely tight. So you're like an incel. I get it. You're an incel. He's live streaming on YouTube. Well, you're an insa-libertarian, so I'll use the full spelling. You're an insa-libertarian. He's live streaming on YouTube while saying they won't get him. Nutter. You're chatting on here thinking that they won't get you. I started supporting Trump because of you. So you're like a weird insa-libertarian troll. Your mom's a hooker. That's why you acting like this. This man is 100% a pedo-Nazi. So you're telling on yourself. You're 100% pedo-Nazi. Please, Trump, don't do anything to Denmark. Their women are beautiful, tight. Make them Anderson. I was trolling. I thought you were going to get offended, but those shout out to being beautiful and from Denmark. Oh, I wish I was not insa-libertarian, but I am. Nick Fuentes made me griper insa-libertarian, Nazi piece of trash. Calm your pubes. Russia will not lose, you deluded man. But you can't spell lose right. You spelled loose with two O's. I started supporting Trump all because of you. Fuck genocide. What did the Americans do when they invaded? Slaughtered millions. On top of that, they tried to make biscuits and go extinct just so other natives couldn't eat. The Americans really hate genocide. Magic, this guy's really fired in the head. Americans thinking they have to go talk about other countries' genocides. Anyway, so he's like acting like he stands up for against genocide, but he's for genocide. He's a Trumpooneer. Insa-libertarian. Yeah, the full spelling is insa-libertarian. Because I think all incels are libertarians. Okay, so no good comments, just a bunch of Trumpooneers. As if it's something weird to be against genocide. No, it is good to be against genocide. But to pretend you're against genocide, that's pro-genocide. It's like calling Candace Owens Hitler. Candace Owens is a Nazi, but she's not Hitler. That's Trump and Putin and Netanyahu. I thought Mezzi was anti-Nazi, though. Just saying. Am I confusing you with a different shadow? Oh, you're the shadow that LARPs as a libertarian. You LARP as an insa-libertarian. Yeah, good. I knew Mezzi was good. Yeah. Well, thanks for being here, Mezzi. Have you seen the Fairy Liberation Front or the Church of Judas or the Pillar Revolution or some hashtags I recommend? Just things I made up. You'll like them, though. That person says, me too, I'm also German from 1940, from the heart. They're just stupid-ass Nazis. Okay, if anybody left comments that I should have read, put an emoji in the chat or something, and I'll read all your comments, but... You're not libertarian. Okay, good. But didn't you say, aren't you the one who said you were independent and you claim to be kind of leftist, but you're just not? I don't know. Maybe you are. Maybe you're just not that smart. That's okay. You'll get smarter. Oh, sorry about the Nazis in the chat. I guess the Nazi hunters can hunt them, though. The man calling people Nazis with his genocidal ancestry. Dude, I'm calling you a Nazi, and you got offended by people in the chat being called a Nazi. So you're a Nazi. Just a hit dog hollered, you told on yourself. Like, I would call you a Democrat. I would call myself a Democrat. Like, I would think that we should only support Democrats who talk about they're going to execute Trump. I think that's the chance we have this year. Don't support Democrats who won't campaign on we're going to execute Trump. Like, that should be the campaign problem. You want to stand for America? There's only one way to stand for America. You're going to execute Trump. He'll be doing him a favor if somebody kidnaps him before then, because we're going to execute his ass. Okay? Do you agree with that? Are you that kind of Democrat? Because to me, you're not a Democrat if you're not talking about you're going to execute Trump when you get in power. Are you that kind of Democrat? You're independent, but are you Democrat enough to say you want to execute Trump when that we should support Democrats who say we're going to execute Trump when we take power again? We're going to impeach him, yeah, but we're going to impeach him for treason. We're going to execute him. I'm talking about we're not going to move on. We're not going to be the move on Democrats who move on. We're going to be the Democrats who are about executing Trump. How hard is it to type yes in the chat? I can't just talk like that. I have a career. You don't have no goddamn career, dude. You can't speak. Your career prohibits you from speaking out about the consequences for treason, which are execution, and whether or not Trump's a traitor. You're so independent. You can't call Trump a traitor in a chat because the FBI's here. They're fucking traitors too. Like, this is the whole point. Catch them motherfuckers. They think they're catching us? We'll catch them motherfuckers. He can't leave the USA. They need to kidnap him. Whether they kidnap him and keep him in a basement here or whether they kidnap him and take him out of the country, nobody cares. I think they should get him out of the country to a room with a TV so he can watch his trials, so he can, I think Putin should kidnap him. Putin should do him a favor by kidnapping him. Then they can get a real war started. I mean, The Hague will want his trial started, but he's going to like bomb The Hague or whatever, You work in medicine and treat people who disagree. No, because my path to medicine comes before that. Dude, I totally understand when people are like in a minority group or something, they can't speak out because they don't want to be targets. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and speak out on behalf of other people who can't speak out. Fuck these Nazis. We're going to fucking hang them. Are you proud of your genocidal history? Are you asking me if I'm white pride? No, I'm not no fucking white pride. You obviously are, because who even comes up with that type of question? You dumb fuck. I gotta block this piece of shit again. I have to block this piece of shit again. Oh well. I don't think the Onicolas I think I've seen before, actually. I think I recognize that name. It will cut down flight tickets to Europe by half. If Europe reclaims America? Is that what we're talking about? Europe taking America back? Okay, anybody good in chat? Time to walk the dog. Go Broncos. Thanks. I'll make sure I read all your comments, even if you're not here to hear them. I'll read them so that make sure everybody else can hear them. Fuck Ice. Why do you think he's going to make it to the Super Bowl? Yes, Bad Bunny will be there. What teams? Hope Trump doesn't ruin the Super Bowl. Denver looks good. Does look good. Patriots have a chance against... Nah, fuck the Patriots. Especially this year. Bo Nix is good. Yeah, I'm a believer. I agree with you. Denver is my pick as well. Trump may try to mess with Super Bowl broadcast. He's a felon after all. Just subscribe. Go Broncos. Boo Trump. I'll check it out. Thank you. Fuck Ice. Trump is all about hate. Time to walk the dog. Go Broncos. See, good people know what's good. All good things are interconnected in the same thing. It's all Jesus, really. I mean, there's other ways to describe it. You don't have to say Jesus. I'm only calling Nazis Nazis. Yeah, hanging, executing traitors, Nazis. Killing Nazis is kind of what America's all about. Fuck traitors. Fuck Nazis. I just asked if you're proud of your genocidal ancestors. Yeah, but I think that the reason you asked that is because you're trying to do a gotcha thing, because you're a Klansman, right? Are you a Klansman? Let's ask this. Are you a Klansman? Put yes or no in chat. Of course I blocked Antoine. He's a Nazi. You're not a Klansman. Okay, good. You're against the Klan. You're against Nazis too? You're against the Nazis and the Klan. Are you a Zionist or a Christian nationalist? We've determined you're not a Groiper. You're not a Klansman. You're not a Nazi. So you're against about half the people in the chat. That's good. Happy New Year. The Brits? No, I don't think the Brits got shit. I think Europe can take America, though. Especially with all of our help. I love Jesus, too. Yay, Jesus. You have to admit stealing a president. No, it's not, dude. I don't have to admit shit. I can curse you for saying that. Like, you really should not say stupid shit in my live. Okay. I asked you if you're not a Klansman. You said you're not a Klansman. I asked you if you're not a Nazi, and you went strangely silent. I'm just saying, you seem like you're either a Nazi or a Zionist or a Christian nationalist. Yeah, we can date. Let's date. Happy New Year. Okay, so somebody's doing something fat phobic. First Amendment, yep. Okay, but so they kidnapped Maduro and they said it was for drugs. But Trump just released a drug dealer, and that's not just ironic, that's taking part in a drug war. So Trump's a drug trafficker. So why not kidnap Trump? What's wrong with Zionism? There's the second stupidest genociders in the world right now. The stupidest genociders are the Trump Butineers who are running the Zionists and will then genocide the Zionists once they're done. But the Zionists are the second stupidest because they're doing a genocide for the people that are going to genocide them. You know, that's stupid. And it's even stupider to try to do more genocides. People are bragging about the U.S. taking Greenland. No such thing as fat phobic. Why not? Why wouldn't there be such a thing as fat phobic? There's an example of somebody saying some fat phobic shit. They're trying to say Lizzo's not a supermodel. Calling Maduro a president is like calling Lizzo a supermodel. And I just wanted to let that go by and say it was fat phobic and not bother to read it. But then you made me read it by saying nothing is fat phobic. That's fat phobic. Like, the entire premise of what he thought was funny is being fat phobic. Okay. Sorry. I should stop talking to Nazis. Why not arrest you? You're the guy talking about free speech before? What's wrong with Zionism? You have to ask. It means you've never been on the receiving end of Zionism. I've never been on the receiving end of Zionism, but I can speak out about it because I've seen what they do. Like I said, they're doing a genocide for bigger genociders who will then genocide them. Dude, I can tell you're a Nazi, the Onikolas 410. Like, I asked you if you're a Nazi. I asked you if you're a Klansman, and you're like, no. But I asked you if you're a Nazi, and you just didn't say anything. So I think you're a Nazi. You joined 9 years ago. You got 0 subscribers. Shows how unpopular Nazis are. Yeah, I did the paintings. Thank you. Oh, you're right. I'll ignore the Nazis. I'll talk to you. Thank you for your interest in me. Okay, you're not a Nazi. Okay, you're a Christian nationalist or a Zionist. Are you one of those? Are you a Christian nationalist or a Zionist? No, I win the conflict. I mean, it's not really conflict. It's trolls trolling, right? It's Trump Butineers and trolls trolling. It's people that don't matter trying to matter in places they can't. Asking the tribe nations if they've been on the end of Zionism. Zionism isn't identical to genocide, but it is a brand of genocide. I'm not a YouTuber. You're not a person. You don't matter. R2D2 playing guitar. I haven't seen this. Thank you. I'm not a nationalist. Okay, good. I'm Orthodox, if you want to know my religion. Okay, well, check out the Church of Judas. It replaces your religion. Church of Judas replaces all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and Trumpism. I gotta shut down live. I've been on live too long, but y'all have a good one. Thanks for being here. Talk to you soon.